Let's talk about some ways to get started with a daffodil. Notice that the watercolor here is put on in a very free and loose way, and that's because it's drawn with a Sharpie marker that does not melt when water's applied. So I'm using brown because I think it's a nice soft color for the yellow. So we're going to talk about maybe getting some arrangements of daffodils and how to get started. So I like to start with just looking at the shape of the daffodil. It's like a cup and saucer. This is the cup and these petals make up the saucer if you look at it that way. Or if you look at it that way. Don't forget they often sort of bend down, so you want to sometimes draw them like that as well. So if we started with that I just like to make sort of a roughly line for this top of the cup, so to speak. And then if you add a few lines, you know, it enhances that sort of ruffle that you get at the top. Then you need this bottom part. Now you're just well on your way here, and you need 6 petals. They're arranged where 3 are sort of evenly spaced, and they're the top layer. Then there's a bottom layer that peeks out in between. And then sometimes you won't even see it. Maybe it'll just sort of, be hidden back there. Then, of course, a stem is nice. If the pistil and stamen are under here, or inside of here, and if we saw them sort of inside there, the stem comes from that direction. And it's kind of nice to make a double line carefully so that the stem has a little bit of weight to it. I feel like this should stick out a little bit more. Again, if you put your color on in a nice splashy way, by extending the color a little bit, you can sort of alter your proportions of your daffodil. Super, super easy. If I wanted to make one sort of bending over and facing down, I would do the same thing. I would start with the ruffled top. I like to make those little lines down there. This shape. Sometimes the petal that's right in front, you can make that a little bit shorter, sort of a perspective thing. And the ones on the side will appear to be going out, and you have that nice shape. And this one, again, if the pistils and all of that in there, sometimes this comes down and you want to make a double line. And then leaves, let's do a bud. A bud also might lean down, and it'll just be sort of, unopened. Part there, it has a botanical name, whatever it is. And sometimes that also leans down. So I'm going to bend that down. That's a little thick. I think I could have made that a little thinner. When you go to paint it, just don't paint the whole width of it. Just put a thin green line there, perhaps. The leaves are very easy. They come up. And then back down again. And you want them to go like not all straight up and down, maybe a little bit bent over. They might overlap. Some of them will be shorter. You can add green to all of those. And if I wanted another tall one, maybe it would start sort of part way up here. Skip over, come back down, and then disappear again. And you have a nice little arrangement. Then when you go to add your yellow, you can really just put it anywhere and it'll look great. And then, you know, let it splash it on and let it mix with the green in a nice way. Okay, happy drawing, happy painting.